What's up guys, it's George Yuyu, and in today's video I want to explain how boxers or fighters are able to see punches coming. But first, if you're new to the channel, I love sharing advice on boxing, nutrition, exercise, life of a boxer, behind the scenes footage on boxing events. So if any of those topics interest you, please make sure to subscribe so you stay up to date with the latest video. Okay, so I just want to make it clear that this isn't a matter of talent or this fighter has faster reflexes or this fighter is just gifted. No, being able to see punches coming is a skill, and like any skill, it can be trained and practiced. So boxing is a very complex sport, and it goes beyond what the average person can see. You know, when you're watching a fight, we get caught up with the cuts, the blood, the punches, the knockdowns, all the entertaining things. But what goes on in a boxer's head is pretty fascinating. In a fight, you're constantly analyzing and making quick decisions. If your opponent does A, then you're gonna do B. If you see your opponent drop his hands after he throws a punch, then the next time he throws that punch and drops his hand, then you capitalize and take advantage of it. It really is a chess match, but what makes it a little bit more difficult is you're getting punched in the face. Every punch has an effect, whether it's physical damage, emotional damage, mental damage, doesn't matter. They all hinder your ability to make quick decisions in the ring. So what does this all mean and how does it relate to seeing punches coming? Well, there's several elements to this, and I'm gonna give you guys an idea of how some boxers look like geniuses when they defend. So the first way boxers are able to see punches coming is by analyzing patterns. Looking at the opponent's body movement, where are his hands placed, what combination is constantly being thrown, how do they punch, are they telegraphing a punch? By identifying your opponent's patterns, you're able to predict what punches are gonna be thrown. For example, let's say we're fighting and before I punch, I telegraph or I raise my hand up before throwing a punch. You're gonna know I'm throwing that punch because I'm showing you. Another example, let's say you're doing film study, right? You watch your opponent, you study his fights, and maybe you notice that he likes to throw jab, cross, hook. Or whenever he throws a combination, he finishes with a hook. So going into the fight, you know that he likes to finish the combination with a hook. So what do you do when he starts closing the distance and starts throwing punches? You're gonna go under because you're expecting a hook. So did you see that punch coming, or did you already know he was gonna throw that hook? Another way fighters are able to see punches coming is by setting traps. A trap in boxing is setting your opponent up to do a certain move or throw a certain punch or do a certain body movement or just get a reaction. Essentially, it's getting your opponent to do what you want them to do. For example, purposely dropping your guard. If you're dropping your guard, then you're sending a message that you're vulnerable, right? So then your opponent is gonna wanna throw and capitalize on you dropping your hands, but you're setting a trap. So you already know you have your hands down and you know that he's gonna wanna throw. So what do? As soon as you see him moving, you're gonna take a little half step back or move to the side, and then you're gonna counter him as he's coming in. Yeah, it's dangerous, you're putting yourself in danger, but you're still a half second ahead of your opponent. Traps are also a great offensive setup. Knowing what your opponent is going to throw allows you to counter his shot. Now you defended and attacked successfully. So again, did you see that punch coming, or did you know he was going to throw that punch? All right, the third way boxers are able to see punches coming is through making accurate predictions. The more you spar, the more you move around, the more you train, the better predictions you can make. You know, if you're a fighter yourself, have you ever noticed the more you spar someone, the easier it gets? You eventually start to know what their favorite combination is, or how their body moves, or what's their go-to punch. Fighter styles don't change day to day. So if you notice your sparring partner making the same combinations, chances are you're going to be able to defend it. Also, a lot of fighters train the same combinations. Usually combinations go left, right, alternating sides. So you can predict what side a punch is coming from. That's why doubling or tripling a single hand is very effective. Again, there are so many elements to this, but I'm going to cap this video at 4. So the fourth way fighters are able to see punches coming is through reaction and reflexes. Yes, this is important, but I think it gets a little bit more attention than the rest because that's what the naked eye can see. You see a fighter dodge 3, 4, 5 punches and automatically we think, oh, he's got Spider-Man reflexes, but that's not the case. Yes, being able to react quickly is crucial, but I don't think it plays as big of a role when it comes to seeing punches coming. Go ahead and stand in front of someone and just rely on your reflexes to defend or make them miss. You're gonna have a hard time. If you notice, most fighters are always in movement. If they're not throwing their hands, they're moving their head, they're moving their body, they're moving their feet. Again, I don't want to discredit reflexes or reaction because it is important, but I don't think that's the case when seeing punches coming. Being able to see punches coming is a skill, and it is best acquired through sparring. The more you spar, the more you'll be able to predict what your opponent is going to throw. allowing you to move before or as they're throwing a punch. So the next time you spar, don't just go to war. Yes, there's a time and a place for that, but approach it with a more analytical mindset, and I promise you'll be able to identify punches being thrown at you so much better. Alright guys, thanks for watching. I hope you learned a little bit of what's going on inside the head of a boxer while fighting. If you found this video helpful, please like, share, and subscribe. Leave a comment below. What are some ways you see punches coming? Thanks for watching.